What up? This is Landon Sworts with theepicstorm.com, and we are back with another Legacy League on Magic Online. Alright, cool. So we've only had a couple changes. There's only a couple changes that I've made to the list since the last video. Basically, I've been trying to fit Chain of Vapor in the sideboard. So I cut a Hope of Gear per and one of the Echoing Truth. So we're running 5 bound spells instead of 4. Let's jump into the queue. That's the only change. So we can just kind of talk about it for a second while we look for, or wait for a pairing rather. Yeah, so I don't know. I really like 3 Hope of Gear per, and I don't really want to cut the third one, but at the same time, we can bring in our Duress sometimes if we really want to. And yeah, there's been a lot of Death and Taxes. Death and Taxes is also playing Chalice of the Void now, but they're dropping it on 0. So Chain of Vapor hits that, and a lot of Trinisphere and stuff like that. The new Karn deck, while it does to play Chalice, and you know it does drop Chalice on the 1, they'll ramp up to 3 mana on the first turn and drop Trinisphere. And Chain of Vapor is great against Trinisphere. I mean, it's not any, you know what I mean? Like it's almost as good as Echoing Truth against it. So it's really, you're not really losing too much. I know that's not even weird. Most of you probably have played the same thing a bunch of times. You get it. I'm just trying to give you the rationale of why I'm running that, because obviously against decks with Chalice on 1, 3 is not quite as good as 4. So, all right, this hand's real close. I think we'll just go for Goblins on turn 1. We can make 10, so we'll just try to go for it. We could wait and go for Ad Nauseam next turn, but well, the opponent's mulliganing very low. The opponent has conceded. Okay, interesting. Alright, so I haven't really been looking people up, but it's not like there's anything really wrong with it. That was a unique interaction with the opponent there. So I just want to do a quick Google search of the opponent and see what they've recently been playing. Reanimator. Okay. All right. Pretty minor adjustments for Reanimator. I'm just gonna do that. Hand's a little clunky. I guess we can try this one. It's not great, but we don't want to keep mulliganing. We'll put that on top. Okay, so they are on Reanimator. Alright, so we're getting unmasked. They're probably going to take Rite of Flame or Lotus Petal. If they take Duress and leave Thoughtseize, it could be a little bit of a bait. It's possible that they don't have a non-creature spell in their hand and they only have creatures. It could use our own discard as their discard outlet. But, I mean, that's unlikely, but it's a corner case that I have seen before. Oh, and look, they took Duress. What did they pitch? They pitched an Entomb. Alright, well, I kind of feel like we just have to Thoughtseize them. Like, whatever. It's probably just a creature in their hand anyway, so We just want to draw an LED and we win, but we gotta. There's gonna be more discard. No, okay. Well, then they're gonna combo now. So they probably have a Lotus Petal or another land and a reanimation spell, or they just straight up have reanimate. Okay, they straight up have reanimate. So that gives them a land drop after they draw, which is fine. Like, is what it is. So they're down to 4. We'll see how many discard spells come at us. Right now, if there's only this one discard spell, we would be live for Grape Shot, but I don't know if that'll be what ends up happening. We might just die. Okay. I think it's pretty safe to concede. We have a game 3, so. Alright. Yep, so this still looks good. Let's do this. Echo of Eons in this build probably isn't as good as the as it is in the builds with defense grid, but we're still running it. I've been thinking about trying to slot it for something else, but realistically, like, the card's just powerful, so I think it's really really good to have as an out. Like, if you were in a situation where your opponent is attritioned you down to like nothing, but you're able to slip Echo of Eons through, you get like a whole second chance even if you don't win on the turn, you know? So probably should have sacked our pedal with that Thoughtseize in game 1. Just thinking about different things I could have done different, but hey, or game 2 rather. So we're gonna keep this hand, and I think we're gonna play out our land and do nothing. Yeah, in game 2 I've been thinking we definitely should have just burned that pedal. I didn't want to like burn our mana. I was just trying to get rid of that thing. The tax effect, so that was a misplay. It's fine. Yeah, so we're just going to play this land out, and then we're going to pass the opponent. Do they combo or do they discard? Alright, we're going to respond to this with a brainstorm. They're probably naming surgical. They probably have Entomb Reanimate. So they're probably going to name surgical extraction, but I wanted to see if we were going to be able to set up a turn 2. It does not look like we will be able to. And that's really just not a big deal. Okay, so they named LED. But I wonder if before we cast Brainstorm if they would have named Surgical. Although right here, if they were to lose to Surgical, they have to name Surgical, right? So who did they name Ad Nauseam here? We have Burning Wish on top of our library, which means we can start trying to set up a Mizzix's Mastery line. Alright, I feel like we do want LED to be involved. Oh, well, I mean, that's just fine as well. Alright, so they have double animate dead. We shouldn't even be in this game. They probably had like a no-lander or something. Game 1, they conceded. Game 2, I should have played that Lotus Petal into the Chancellor. Alright, cool. So now we win. Sweet. Whatever. I don't play perfect. I'm really working on it, but we shouldn't even be in this game 3. But whatever, we're still gonna get the W, so I'm not gonna like whine and complain. It happened. I've definitely have acknowledged it. It's just really important to like try to look for what you can do better and always be trying to improve. Yep. So we grab Mrs. X Mastery. Cast it targeting ad nauseum. Cool. So let's jump back into the queue. And I'll adjust the record section. We are 1-0, which is always nice. It's nice to just start off with a W. So, yeah. I'm hoping we run a little hot today. I really like this list. I feel the most comfortable playing this list over really any other Storm configuration currently. I've been testing a few different things and playing a few different lists here and there over since the last video. And while this one's pretty much the same as the one I played in the last video, really it's just minor changes in the sideboard. I do like them. I realized I had been, without the Chain of Vapors, I beat Death and Taxes testing this list last night, but I kind of just had really nutty hands. But I've just been wanting Chain of Vapor in that matchup, and against Maverick too, and I mean even like Loam and stuff. I feel like those decks have been being played pretty frequently, so I feel good about Chain of Vapor right now. Not a huge fan of this hand, however Brainstorm can fix it. The only issue is when you're looking for a hand that's like Brainstorm dependent, one of the things you have to consider is that you can only put back 2 cards. Do we already have 2 cards we want to put back from this? I mean, we do, right? The Chromox and... I mean, I guess maybe we would decide wouldn't mind the 3rd land. I guess we'll try this. We'll just drop Meyer and do nothing. Unknown opponent. We could look them up, but I don't really like we talked about this in the last video, but I try to avoid it if possible, just because I don't feel like it makes me any better for paper Magic. So, all right. Accept the turn being passed to us. Okay, so we're playing against Dredge. There's a really hot new list going around that runs... I don't know the configuration, so I'm just going to like not talk about it because I don't know enough to like really give an actual rundown of the list, so I don't know. But I just know that there's a list that's been running around recently. It's a little more popular, people being successful with. So it's possible that this is part of an uptick in the meta that as far as this matchup is concerned right now. But that's cool. We're happy to see this. Infernal Tutor. We have 1. Alright, so I guess what we really want to be doing here is hiding our Infernal Tutor on top of our library. And play out our stuff. Wish we could play out our Rite of Flame. Like, honestly, like, I mean, obviously we can't, it's a sorcery, but I wish we could. I don't want to have that in my hand at all right now. I wish it could be concealed, but that's not really a liberty we have because we're going to try to go next turn. Really don't want to give Dredge any more time. Okay, so that wasn't really the best Dredge from them, so that's cool. Alright, sweet. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Cool, so we can ad nauseam. Cool. Do we have enough? So we got the LED, which is 3 mana, Chromox 4, Chromox 5, Lotus Petal 6. There's a Burning Wish, 3. Storm is 3, Storm 4, Storm 5, Storm 6, Storm 7, Storm 8, Storm 9, Storm 10. So we do not need to repeat. I mean, we can though, because we've already revealed empty. So why not, really? Doesn't matter. Cast out Chromox. Imprint, empty the Warrens, tap it for red. We're going to cast our Rite of Flames. I'm sorry, Storm's fun. I don't even care. Like, I don't even care. Chromox, imprint, Thoughtseize, Chromox, imprint, doesn't really matter. One of our Brainstorms, why not? Make some black mana. Cast a cantrip we don't need to cast. Cast an extra ritual, point a discard spell at them because we can, take their breakthrough because why not, cast another pointless cantrip that doesn't matter, stack it so we draw a Lotus Petal, draw the Lotus Petal, cast it, cast another cantrip, draw a Lion's Eye Diamond. I mean, we can use the ability. Just grab a dress. It doesn't even matter. Okay, grape shot you. Sweet. Alright, let's kill the Empty the Warrens. Bring in Duress. There's nothing else. I mean, like, we could bring in Echoing Truth, but honestly, if you're casting Echoing the Truth, I think you're already losing. So it's just not really what I want to be doing personally. So we'll just bring in a discard spell. And Echo Vions is good in this matchup, by the way. Another reason that I like, even though I don't think with this build with Duress instead of Defense Grid, I don't think Echo Vions is maybe quite as good in this build. It's still really good as like some graveyard hate, right? Like just as a way to interact with graveyard decks. in general. I played against Dredge deck the other day, and they were set up to start putting in work, but they didn't have a board presence yet, so I was able to buy myself an extra turn and combo them out. It was definitely nice to have the option, you know. All right, so this hand's really slow and kind of a liability. I don't think we can really keep it. We can try this one. This is risky, but we can try it. All right. I think we're going to bottom that. We want another mana source. If we can get a Dark Ritual, we can turn one here. If we don't get Therapy, that is. But normally Therapy comes from Dredge on turn 2. Generally by them dredging it out. Yeah, so I wonder what they're going to do. They're definitely like thinking about what line they want to take. Maybe they do have Therapy, but they're trying to think if they should Therapy or if they should Faithless Looting. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. Guess we'll see what happens. They're definitely tanking a little bit though, but that's fine. Let them do their thing. It doesn't bother me. Think through your things, whatever. I would rather play against an opponent that's thinking and presenting the best strategy that they can against me. So let's do it. Okay, we got a play coming. They decided to go with Therapy. They're going to hit, by the way. They're either going to name LED or Tutor, and we have both, so. Oh, wait, they targeted themselves? I did not even see that. Look at that. Okay, so they're going to use it as an enabler. They got their Grave Troll in the graveyard. Heart of the cards, baby. Let's see what we draw. Not what we wanted. Okay, so here, what do we do? I think we're going to use Brainstorm, actually, with Chrome Moxed to hide and protect our Infernal Tutor so we can play out our stuff and try to set up an Ad Nauseam line in the next couple turns. So, because they have that Therapy coming back at us out of their graveyard very soon. So let's put this Ponder down. Let's run Brainstorm. Okay. All right. So next turn, we can Mizzix Mastery them. And I don't think that there's anything that they can do about it. What was there in their hand? This is going to be sweet, by the way. I love Mizzix Mastery. The card is so good. Like, honestly, like, I know the card's a meme or whatever, but the card is so good. Like, I love Mizzix Mastery. I straight up do. The card's fire. Like, straight fire. The card is so good. Alright, they play their thing. They sack it for Therapy. They're going to name Tutor. Wish. Burning Wish. They miss. They miss because we were so slick and sly to put it on top of our library. I mean, it's a Obviously, I'm like sarcasm, right? Because like it's a pretty obvious play, but still, I mean, we made the play. Kick this for red. Grab our favorite magic card. And target. Don't want to misclick. Ad nauseam. Beautiful cast. And we're off to the races. So, the Chromox is good. The Dark Ritual is good. We have a land drop, so that's actually good. Rite of Flame's good. The Burning Wish is good. Storm is 3. We're a mana short. There we should be good. Storm 3, Storm 4, Storm 5, Storm 6, Storm 7. I mean, I think that's it. We can go like a little more though if we really want. Cool. Cool, so yeah, just kind of sequence our way up. And grape shot you. Cool. So we are 2-0. And the thing about 2-0s is the same as 1-0s, which is it's always nice. So let's jump right back in the queue. And see if we can get paired for round 3. That was cool. Mrs. Mastery is gas. This card is so good. Like, seriously, it's so good. We're paired for round 3, so let's do it. Let's see if we can keep it going. Just take it one match at a time. We won the die roll. I don't know. This hand's nothing special. I don't like burning resources to just, like, brainstorm and stuff either. That's not too bad. Doesn't really matter because I'm not gonna wait a turn to cast something. Maybe we should have cast Duress here. Alright, interesting. Well, depending what the deck is, I don't... And just because we have ad nauseam doesn't mean we have to take that line. Yeah, I guess we should have cast Duress. Hey, you know what? We didn't. Try to pull out the match anyways. That's not going to do it for us, though. I really wanted to just try to set up a turn 2 or turn 3. Whatever, it's just not our game. It looks like they have disruption, and it looks like we wouldn't be able to get that down anyways. But we do have Burning Wish now, so if we were to just draw back-to-back mountains, it's possible we could set up a Pulverize and maybe be fine. But they've got a clock. It's cool that we hung out in this match long enough and didn't just concede, that we get enough information to know that they're on mono red. We're going to play it out. Maybe they'll drop a Blood Moon, and we'll just draw another land, and we can... Or 2 more lands, and it won't even matter that they're not mountains, because they'll be mountains, and then we can Pulverize. No, we're just going to die. Their clock's too good. That card is really good. Let's just concede. We didn't get it. Not a big deal. Little less afraid of this matchup than some of the other Chalice matchups. Or really just, the only Chalice matchup I'm a little afraid of is the Karn one. I think we can win this one. So we pull our 5 cantrips. And we bring in 5 bounce spells. And... I want to say that's all she wrote, but I wouldn't even mind having the Duress. I just don't know what we were bringing in over. All right. The hand's fine, but it's just too slow. This hand has some potential. We're going to keep this. What I like about this is this hand can combo around Chalice on 1. We're just a mana short. That will not do it. I'm trying to think if we want to just brainstorm right now. It takes us down a mana. I think maybe we can respond to something with Brainstorm, but we're not planning on comboing this turn. So do Volcanic Island because we know we're going to be casting Burning Wish. We don't know what's going to be imprinted on Chromox. Well, we get a different line now, which is kind of cool. Alright. So we get to go for ad nauseum now because we found an Infernal Tutor. That's sweet. All right. Lotus Petal. Okay. Well, this should be good enough. Oh, well, no one wants us to grape shot them today, apparently. That's fine. Kind of mean of them, I think, but whatever. This looks good. So the reason I was contemplating bringing in Duress in the last game was that because we were going to be on the play. Just because, like, you know, turn 1 Duress is a strong play. But on the draw, I think we're fine with Chain of Vapor. I really hope we get this game. We wouldn't have gotten game... We should have pointed that Duress at them in game 1, I think. However, I don't think we would have won it anyways because they had the Trinisphere as well as the Chalice of the Void. So, I do think we would be in this game 3 regardless. I think they would have had game 1 if we had played it differently. So, this is going to be a game. This one's pretty important. If we get it, we'll be 3-0. Which is always nice. And, yeah, but I don't know. It's going to be tough. They're on the play, so that, you know, they probably are going to start with permanent-based hate in play. So I guess I'd be really happy to see a hand that could play around Chalice on 1. Well, I like the Echoing Truth. We have no guarantee that we're going to get there. One more time. Ugly. Maybe we should have kept our opener. I don't know. I'm trying to think. We can't keep this. Fortunately, we have to keep this. I'm pretty sure that we need to find Burning Wish before we start worrying about comboing. I'm going to eat my words when we would have wanted that. We should have left that on top. We probably should have left that Infernal Tutor on top. No big deal. Was not expecting such a slow start from them. Well, hey. I hope we hit a Lotus Petal off this Brainstorm. We're just going to use our actual island. I think we have to Duress. I think we probably should have just made the... Yeah. I don't think Empty the Warrens is going to be good enough. Hopefully they miss a land drop. If they miss a land drop, it might be okay, but they didn't. Not very good. Don't think it's going to be good enough. Okay. We can't block because they have Mountain Walk. Yeah, they got us. GG's. I do think we could have played game one different, but I don't think it would have changed the outcome. Alright, so we're 2-1. So, it is what it is. On to round 4. We could have played game one different. I don't think it would have changed the outcome, though. I think that the Chalice and Trinisphere would have been too much for us. I think we would have been a turn behind being able to combo. But I'm going to go back and watch. Maybe, I don't know, I guess I'm fogging all the options we might have had because I had a little bit of tunnel vision. It's possible that I maybe could have planned O-line to account for something like that happening. I'm going to definitely have to go back and watch. Alright, so our opponent is probably on Grixis Delver. That's what they've been playing lately. They're on the play, which is no bueno for us. But that's fine. I think I'm like 50% against them, so it's like, whatever. They got the Thoughtseize. They're going to take the LED. We're just going to fetch out Island and Ponder. They might daze. Okay, so the opponent chose not to shuffle, and they pulled out a Wasteland. Just thinking for a second. Alright, cool. So we'll pass the turn to our opponent. Alright, they dropped Delaware Secrets. Yeah, I'll take Angler. We absolutely could have gotten away with that Ponder that was on top of our library as well. And stacked the, No, we couldn't. We had to shuffle. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I thought we could have milked one more storm out, but we could not have. I addressed that myself in my head and then forgot it. Was one of the reasons I didn't do that. Okay. Okay, so we got that game. Trim the preordain. Bring in the duress, and I think that we're good to go. Sorry. Just got a somewhat important text message that I had to reply to. Alright, this hand seems fine. It's not perfect, but it might be able to do the job. We're probably going to get hit with discards, though, because it seems to be the trend. Nope. Turn 1 Delver. Imagine that they have Daze, Force Will back up. Or Force of Negation. Force backup in either... with either one of those, probably. I'm just going to grab Swamp. I'm going to imprint Rite of Flame to pay for Daze. And we're going to Thought Seize the opponent. Alright, let's take Flusterstorm. Comes across the table for 1. This is a new card that we did not know about. Scrub Island. Cast Ponder. Alright, they're going to reveal with Delver. It's probably the same days. That's really bad for us. We had our tutor, our wish on top of our library to protect it from their opponent's discard. And, yep. The opponent has now shuffled our library. But we could still draw a tutor or wish. It's our thought seizes that are no longer around. Imagine. Okay. Yeah. Heart of the cards. Now what are you looking for? The deck's good. The deck's definitely good. Heart of the cards. If they ever pass it. Good game. Alright. Let's do this. Alright, so we're on the play finally. Finally on the play. I hope we draw well. Looking back on our the match that we lost against the Red Prison deck. Alright, we're going for it, turn one. Whatever. Hopefully they don't have force. Can't sit around because if they have discard, then we get hit with discard. So, but yeah, looking back on the match that we lost against Mono Red Prison, probably should have mulliganed or should not have mulliganed our hand on game 3. Like looking back. It's hard to say though because I really wasn't happy with it, but I guess maybe we should have kept it. Look at us just belching our way through. Oh yeah. Would you look at that? Their hand was very good, but couldn't stop our turn one. Cool. So we are 3-1. We are jumping back in the queue. Yeah, cool. So it's cool that we got that last match. I'm just my head's, and it's like you really should try to not dwell on things too long. Like I don't want to have my head just be stuck back on our match against Mono Red Prison, but I guess I should have kept that hand game 3 the opener. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. The last 2 videos I posted have been 5-0s, right? So like we're gonna finish strong here. We're gonna get a 4-1. But in the comments, let me know what you guys think about that one, because I don't know if there's a way that you think we could have won that match. Let me know. I'd really appreciate hearing it. It's cool to have some interaction in the comment section on YouTube, anyways. And to be honest with you, I want to get better. So like, if you guys see something and you're like, oh, this could help, you know, please let me know. I really appreciate that stuff. So, yeah, let's finish strong. Let's get this 4-1, and yeah, we're round 5. Sit in the queue. We got this though. The list feels good. Really, the changes haven't really mattered in this league. Mizik's mastery has been really good though. Well, we found an opponent. Whether they join is another question. They're really about to have us just sitting in the queue. They paired. All right, let's do it. Alright, so I might sound crazy here, but this hand looks kind of slow. It looks like it's going to have trouble getting hellbent. It looks like we're not going to be able to interact with the opponent a ton. We're going to have to try to goldfish. It'll be a slow goldfish, so I'm going to mulligan. Yuck. No lander. Ugh, I hate when that happens. I really do. I just didn't like that opener that much. It looked like we weren't going to be able to, it was going to be slow and we weren't going to be able to do anything about the opponent interacting with us. We can't keep this. This hand's fine. It's just low on cards, but it's fine. We're not going to do anything. We want to draw the Dark Ritual. We're landed an LED away from comboing, or 2 lands away from comboing. Let's grab Volcanic. Try to look a little bit less like Storm and not fetch black. There's an LED, and there's a land. The opponent is a blue deck, so I don't think I necessarily want to try to combo next turn. We might want to use Brainstorm to try to dig up a discard spell and go the following turn. All right, let's Brainstorm. Okay. All of a sudden the deck is show and tell and we lose. It could happen. We couldn't afford to fetch off our cards here, so it's not like I want to be pointing Thoughtseize at them. Well, I guess we could have. We could have put the Lotus Petal back, but I wanted the Thoughtseize for the turn we combo to protect our combo, so. Well, it looks like we live to see another turn. Start off with Red of Flame. Point Thoughtseize at the opponent, leaving up a mana to respond with Dark Ritual. Okay, so they have 2 counter spells. So we're going to take one, and we're just going to cast this. Just thinking. We have a Ponder on top of our library, right? See if they tap out for Narset. They do not. Probably trying to find a Force of Will right now. This next turn is going to be a wild ride, let me tell you. Alright, so they do not tap out for Narset. Oh, that's right, we shuffled. Alright, that's fine. We're just going to hold back. There's nothing we can do there to really change what happened. They just had double counterspell. We thought we had a window, we didn't. We're just going to sit back, wait to draw what we need. So we pretty much just need to hit the card this turn. Alright, it's what it is. We haven't lost yet. We might as well hang in there. Well, that's going to be hard to deal with. Gonna make him kill us. They're just digging and digging. There's a clock. Sorry, my commentary's been minimal. This is, you know, we're pretty much just watching them go through the iterations of their deck. But they're burning a lot of clocks, so I'm not going to concede because their deck's not very good at killing people. So if they win this one, that's whatever. Maybe we can get game 2, and I wonder how much clock they will have left in a game 3 playing at this pace. So I don't mind if my opponent loses us by clock, so honestly, this is fine. Okay, they're playing Mentor. They just never saw it. Fair enough. Mentor is a real clock, like, legitimately. Cool. Good game. Awesome. Let's go to game 3. Or game 2, I mean. So we're going to trim a preordain, and we're going to trim the island, and we're going to bring in 2 Hope of Gyruper, and that's going to be it. Let's get game 2. And pull this match out, finish strong with a 4-1. I feel favored in this matchup. I mean, I'm used to playing this matchup with 3 Hope of Gyruper. We're only running 2 right now, so we'll see. But I don't think it's going to impact it all that much. I think we'll get there. We drew for a bunch of turns, never found another tutor or wish or anything. We'll keep this. Low number of goblins. Might not be good enough. We're going to try. Three-turn clock currently, which isn't the worst. It's not great, but it's not the worst. Chose to not shuffle, casting another ponder, which they chose to shuffle. So that's good. But I mean, they really could stabilize very easily. All they have to do is flip Terminus. Oh, they chose not to shuffle. That is not good for us. That is bad. That means they found an answer. Or they are ready. They're going to dig for another answer. Continue to dig this next turn because it's not the last turn. We'll see. We're in the main phase. They could drop another land and just Supreme Verdict us. Okay. They have 14 minutes left on their clock. I think that they're aware that their back's against the wall a little bit in that regard. I'm trying to think if I want to bring in dress. Alright, we certainly will keep this. Just gonna brainstorm right now. 2 Lotus Petals or a Lotus Petal in a Dark Ritual would set us up for an Empty the Warrens line. We'll see. I'm not decided if we're going for Infernal Tutor into Ad Nauseam with LED or if we're just going to cast Empty the Warrens, by the way. It's kind of up in the air. We're going to stay loose. It depends what the opponent does. We're going to take Brainstorm. We're going to cast LED. We're going to cast Empty. They must have Terminus on top of their library. I'm pretty sure that they can respond to the trigger with Flooded Strand and just grab their land, so it's not like they must have hit it. Maybe they're just going to force the last 2. They must have Terminus on top of their library. But we still have Infernal Tutor and Brainstorm. Oh, they do not. They shuffle. Hail Mary predict. Oh wait, it's targeting me. Well, it wasn't what they needed. Alright. We're going to go across for 12. We're going to brainstorm to try to find a discard spell. We did not. Alright, so we know that they have stuff that can counter us. But I kind of want to make them use their resources. Cool. So we did it. You know, I really, if you guys could take a second and go back to the down to the comment section on YouTube and you know, give me feedback about that match that we lost. Let me know what you think about the opener on Game 3. Would have you mulliganed that? I mulliganed it. I got punished for it. Maybe I should have kept it. I don't know. Maybe I can even come up with a more informed opinion for myself when I watch it back. But, you know, I'd like to know what you guys think. So please, you know, hit up the comment section. Let me know what you think, what I should have done there. But, you know, all in all, 4-1. Nothing to be ashamed of. It would have been nice if we got that 5-0, but I guess you can't win them all. So it is what it is. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for checking out the content. Thank you for checking back and keeping up to date with the new videos coming out. We'll have another video in just like a week. This one's coming out kind of late in the month, so expect the other one pretty soon. And some cool stuff probably next month. I mean, the meta's starting to stabilize, and we're going to get M20. So maybe we'll do a video with a little bit spicier build. Who knows? We'll see. Until next time, keep storming.